ATS for the San Jose Sharks. But what they're building here, they're league points. 42 games, 17 goals, 22 assists, 39 points. So he's more than double second place. So when they look at the hard points, huge separator between first and second in scoring. When first 55 games, 10 goals, 27 assists, 37 points. To Foley, 55 games, 15 goals, 21 assists for 36 points. Eklund, 51 games, 11 goals, 24 assists for 35 points. Colin Graff has had himself a very good season, 10 assists, 20 points. The 10 goals for Clifford is probably going to raise the eyebrows of some GMs who might be looking for an optimal time at the deadline. We'll see if he's still in charge after the deadline or not. Kurashev, 34 games, 7 goals, 10 assists, 17 points. Then you get to the goaltending. Like I said, it's been a mixed bag. Askarov, 17, 15, and 2, 89 save percentage. Times he looks really good. Other times you can see he's still learning. Then the Delkovich, 10, 9, and 2 record, 899 save percentage. So either goaltender at 900. The Delkovich had a rough start to the season. The better since then. But it really depends on which goaltender is going which week. And that's something that Warren Rosovsky's had to juggle this season, figuring out which goaltender to use in which situation. They haven't had anybody who's had like a long-term injury. For Providence injury, I called Will Smith. I think Smith's probably the most get to the cap floor. We're not going to worry about a whole lot of additions. And then at the deadline, we could probably sell off some of the veterans and get back more draft capital with more prospects. But with where they are in the standings, it'll be interesting to see how they handle the trade deadline. So depending on restricted free agents, Skinner. I don't think Skinner's sticking around Sherwood. I think they would love to keep Sherwood because anybody would love to have Sherwood on the team. I honestly still am people that couldn't get it done. Reeves is depending on restricted free agents. I'd be surprised if they move Reeves, to be honest. I think if anything, I think Reeves might just retire in San Jose. Maybe he decides to stick around for another year. Reganda's had a good run when they've had him in the lineup. But Reganda's one that it does feel like is replaceable. The player that they should believe at the deadline. We'll see if his stock has improved with a decent run he's had in San Jose. The aforementioned Clifford, I do think Clifford will draw some attention at the deadline. Better defenseman to show he can still play this year. Ferraro seems to come up in some trade discussions and rumors and whatnot. I don't know if Ferraro gets moved out. I'd kind of be surprised if he did. I think he stays. I say that, and then he'll get traded, and people will be like, "See, he just said, Liljegren." I wouldn't be surprised if Liljegren gets moved. I think Dickinson's, coming up as he is and everything. I think Liljegren might be one that if they put his name out there, he'd still have some interest around the NHL based on his age, NFL level. Darnay's expiring contract. It's a $2 million contract. We'll see if anybody takes him on. Nedeljkovic might have some interest around the NHL. Certainly last couple of days watching the Barracuda play has reminded me they have first law of the minors. They could trade Nedeljkovic to bring in first law the rest of the way. There's definitely teams in the NHL who are looking for goaltenders. So Nedeljkovic is name as about there. Lenny recently cleared waivers, as I've been mentioning in recent videos. That does make the goal series 3. And then first law. So, Douglas Law was required to deal. Never did play game in Chicago during that trade either. After going to Chicago, he didn't play game for Chicago. Now, he is another San Jose Sharks. We'll see if he gets play for the Sharks. But he is depending on restricted free agents this summer. I thought he looked okay last night, too. I know it's an AHL game, but I thought they looked alright. Obviously, overshadowed a little bit by Total Theo's 39 saves, but what are you going to do? So going with contracts, and this is a good measure of a general manager, I think San Jose's got good contracts, to be honest. Now, Couture's still on LTA, he'll be on their roster, and I don't think they put on LTA. They've got so much dead cap money, which gets overlooked. Couture's numbers haven't been fantastic this year, but it's still only a $2 million cap hit for one more season past this year, and he doesn't even have unrestricted free agent status at that point. It's still restricted because he's a young goaltender. So they'll build into the future with Askarov. Worst contract, I had to go with one they didn't sign, the Barclay Goodrow contract. Approximately $3.6 million. I thought, well, I could put the exact total up here because both those are very exact contracts. So I thought, approximately $3.6 million for one more year past this. And what's interesting is, at the time they pick up Gaudreau, of course, he's on waivers from the New York Rangers to take his contract. But I haven't heard anything about Berkeley Gaudreau. Well, he may not have to look to wait his no trade to go to San Jose. I haven't heard anything about him wanting out to San Jose either. But in terms of contracts and looking at points and everything, the Gaudreau contract is one that has to be the worst on the team, but it's still not an awful contract considering the salary cap situation San Jose is in, which is not really much of a situation. So looking at the remaining schedule strength, this is where you might find a lot of hope if you're a San Jose fan. They have the easiest schedule of any remaining teams. And so I wanted to write down why Tampa has the easiest schedule. They have one more game against Vancouver. That is winnable. They have 3 games left against San Jose, or against St. Louis. So the Sharks and the Blues have not played each other at all yet this year. They have a game left against the Flames. That's a winnable one. 2 games against Winnipeg. Fair. Winnipeg definitely had their struggles with getting wins. 2 games left against Chicago, and then they have 3 left against Nashville. So if San Jose has sweep 2 season series of St. Louis and Nashville, they have a good chance. This is the team that does have an opportunity with that schedule. It's not going to be easy because, as I said, they have 27 games left. There's 24 left, 25 left. There's just that little bit of extra work they're going to have to do. But if they can really buckle down and get it done, and like I said, if celebrating has a really strong run at the Olympics, it comes back with a little bit more confidence, a little bit more swagger, and a great story to the Iron Face that he already has this year. You can't write the Sharks off, which is something that I don't think I've been able to say about San Jose since about 2019. This is a team that has been written off, and rightfully so, for some time, and those days appear to be done. So let me know your thoughts in the comment section below if there are any Sharks. Hit like and subscribe to the event if you've not done so already. Thank you guys so much for all your support. It's greatly appreciated, and we'll talk to you again soon. They told him, son, you're special. You were born with great things. Things Joe will never be able to say to hundreds of 1,000 hours. They were right. Wait, what the hell is happening with the tree? Jesus Christ, what a harrowing intro. Between the screams of people dying in a horrifying manner, like the one that was in episode 1 of President Story Bioshock. Buckle up, folks. This one's a doozy. You guys, please come and see an ad before the crash. This might be a net positive. So many things wrong with that. First, it's 1960 and CNN wasn't started until 1980. The fact that comics isn't even the most offensive and long thing you've ever said. Mr. President and leader of the free world is positively insensitive. Okay, enough. Let's just be thankful we made it, figure out what the hell to do next. Well, I'd say this looks like a mostly peaceful protest to me.
Can't believe we crash landed in the middle of the ocean and somehow ended up in Detroit.
Hey, I found a door. Let's put some space between us and those protesters. I respect their right to loot and burn down businesses. It's not in my neighborhood, you know?
Yeah, what a dog-ass foyer.
Nothing like some good old-fashioned propaganda in the morning to really get the juices flowing.
This statue is of a fellow named Andrew Ryan. Looks like a fine and upstanding gentleman to me.
Wait, is he serious, Rudolph? Tell me this isn't Susie Joe's first time playing Bioshock?
I let him coop around a little on my save file so we could get a feel for the gameplay, but yes, this is a first for Joe, something that doesn't happen often at the ripe old age of 82.
Yeah, whatever. Are we really about to get in this sphere? It's kind of giving me Titan submarine vibes.
This takes place in 1960, and this random sphere in a suspicious-ass giant tower sticking out in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean looks more high-tech and less sketchy than the Titan subject, and people still got on that.
Well, here's out there, Joe's leading us off for this series. I'll go next and Trump will round things out. This game was full of really fantastic lore and world building, and as the resident Bioshock enjoyer, I'll do my best to avoid spoilers and let you folks enjoy how bizarre and immersive this game is.
Fire at the fingertips with catchphrase and writing bars with SoundCloud rap.
Oh, Jesus Christ, not that again.
I am Andrew Ryan, and I'm here to ask you a question. Is a man not entitled to the sweat of his brow? No, since the man is washed, it belongs to the poor. No, since the man is Vatican, it belongs to God. No, since the man is Moscow, it belongs to everyone. I rejected those ends. Instead, I chose something different. I chose impossible. I chose revenge.
What an absolutely peak intro.
Where the artist would not fear censor, where the scientist would not be bound by petty morality, where the great would not be constrained by the small. And with the sweat of your brow, rapture can become your state as it.
As lifelong politicians, you two have never worked hard a day in your lives. So you're both lucky I'm here.
Yeah, all right. Buckle up for like 7 episodes of Donald agreeing with everything Andy Ryan says.
Hey, what's that thing in the tunnel?
You'll see soon, Joe. Can't wait to see you get clapped by one.
The numbers of splicing.
Okay, here we are at our destination, boys. I'd like to formally welcome you both and all of our viewers to the city of the Rapture.
Oh boy, I can't wait to meet our first long-term gaming companion, Johnny.
You gonna tell him or should I?
Just let it happen.
Normally that's Donald's line, am I right, folks?
Yeah, we've been here 3 minutes and we are witnessing a mugging. We really did land in Detroit.
Oh no, Johnny, our dear friend we've known since the beginning of our journey, all the humanity. Fellas, it's just occurred to me that we don't have anything to defend ourselves with.
Lady, please shove off. I don't have any change to give you. Okay, fine. Don't bother the seat. You can have this 47 cents. Really, all I have on is Jesus Christ. The homeless are relentless.
I'm getting kind of scared. Oh, not like our good friend Johnny.
Deep breath, buddy. You survived Donald Trump's presidency. You can survive this.
You see her jump to the ceiling like Spider-Man? We might be in some real danger here, fellas. Considering what you had happened to Johnny, that doesn't make you feel all too confident, Mr. Atlas.
No goddamn way am I going out there without a briefcase full of hush money.
oddly phrased threat. This lady is a real Looney Tune, isn't she?
Only marginally more so than average, I'd say.
Yeah, that's right. You better run. You can't wear them colors out here, cuz.
Now, would you kindly find a crowbar or something? Look, you guys are sealed on the end of the place. Calm down. Look,
Too bad. We couldn't just have a murder robot score it. I gotta get me one of those.
In due time, Joe. Your first bit of combat is up here. Remember what we practiced, and you shouldn't be fine.
Oh no. Somebody lit J.D. Vance's girlfriend on fire and threw her down the stairs. How tragic.
Hey, lay off the guy. At least you don't have to drive couch cookies for the silence, so I kind of get it.
But you also can't do traffic if you get so pros and cons, right?
Gotta be the most insane 3 lines in channel history. But shut up for a second while I beat this guy off with a wrench.
While you do what now, Joe?
Great footwork, Joe. Some good use of the environment to keep that splicer away from you.
Hey, you guys hear that little girl voice? I can promise you, I'm better than you. Don't vending machine. Give J Daddy the spending.
God damn it, Joe. How many times have I told you not to inject yourself with random needles you find discarded in Democrat-run cities?
Wait, this isn't fentanyl or children's theater. What the hell's going on?
If only Joe had known about the view from halfway down.
This little bitch looks like he just had it very close. Wonder if still don't so mad. Wait.
Oh my head, Donald, look. I think Joe is coming too.
Surprised he's alive. Slip and falls are so dangerous for the elderly.
what's the response to the career kicks on you? Well, there's nothing like a fistful of lightning now, is there?
Did Atlas just say something about being fisted by lightning? That's an oddly specific kink.
You're an idiot. He's referring to our very first plasmid electrobolt, which lets us zap enemies with a quick blast of electricity. Plasmids will be essential to our survival, and I'll dive more into their lore and mechanics shortly. When you're done scavenging snacks and trash cans, why not get that malfunctioning control panel with electrobolt, so we can jumpstart the door and move on.
Okay, I'll give it a whirl. Dang, that was pretty cool. Zapped it in like old Sparky.
Rumor has it a well-timed electrobolt is how Hillary was able to short-circuit her email server so quickly.
Fun fact, I once had to restart Joe's heart with electrobolt after he gave himself an ice cream-induced heart attack.
Wait, oh my god, it's debris from a plane crash. We gotta retreat.
The door is jammed again. I'll ask to the other side of his tunnel before it fills with water and collapses.
What kind of dipshit built a city at the bottom of the ocean? It's 1960s technology. I mean, this whole place just screamed ocean violation.
And Ryan is morally questionable, but far from a dipshit, considering what he's achieved here, Joe. And avoiding OSHA was one of the reasons he built the city here in the first place.
Far from the prying eyes of big government and the liberal media, Guy might have really been onto something with this place.
Well, looks like we all made it, including Donald. Sorry, Reddit. Maybe next time. Oh, look, another needle by this corpse. It's my lucky day.
Those two needles contain Eve, essentially. Ma, in the world of Bioshock. Eve is necessary to cast plasmids like electrobolt. You can also gain Eve by smoking cigarettes and drinking coffee. Health, on the other hand, is maintained by first aid kits, health stations, and various snacks.
Man, not even half as HP. I remember the 1-2 punch being damn near a one shot when I last played. What difficulty are we on anyway? I don't know. We've established the rules of this run yet, Baron?
While Joe has played it with some splices, I'll dive into that. We will be playing on Survivor difficulty, the hardest setting available, where enemies are much more tanky than normal and can take you down in just a few hits. We will also not be using Vita Chambers, more on that later. Joe's keeping us off in the intro section, well interactive, and he will also be getting us through the Magic Pavilion in our next episode, since there's not much counteraction. From there, we will take turns. Each episode, I'll take over after Joe to tackle the Neptune's bounty, and Donald will get his turn in Arcadia. Along the way, we'll play the audio logs we find for these to help with world building, and I'll elaborate on the game's fantastic lore for our viewers. Hopefully, when it's all said and done, we will find a way out of this hellhole and not end up stepped on by a big daddy.
Okay, so far I've gathered that this place is for the laissez-faire experiment run by that Andrew Ryan. Built at the bottom of the ocean to escape government oversight. Looks like it's going really well for him so far.
No government oversight, no two-head Starbucks employees crying on TikTok because they have to work an 8-hour shift. Nobody trying to cancel me. An absolute paradise and triumph of the little man.
At a young age, Andrew Ryan and his father flee Russia during the Bolshevik Revolution. He witnessed the execution of his cousin at the hands of Red Guard militias. Thus began his distaste for communism, people's militias, and government power. Decades later, after the bombings of Hiroshima and Nagasaki, Ryan fully commits to putting his plan to build rapture in motion. More on Andrew Ryan to come.
I've got family. I need to get them out of here, or the splicers have cut me off from them. If you can reach them in Neptune's bounty, then they just maybe. I know you must feel like the unluckiest man in the world right now, but you're the only hope I'll ever see my wife and child again. Go to Neptune's bounty. Find my family, please.
I don't know that we know Atlas well enough at this point to care about his family, honestly.
Show some empathy. You helped us out earlier. We don't exactly have a lot of options here. Like it or not, we don't have much choice. I want to end up like Johnny. I have my whole life ahead of me.
Before, why is it today and not then?
Holy crash out.
No.
Man, this is really dark.
Hey, that's no baby. It's something infinitely better. A gun. Grab it, Joe.
Sorry about this, sweetheart.
Damn, Joe, that was cold-blooded.
Changed everything. They destroyed our bodies and lives. We couldn't handle it. Best friends fought with one another. Babies trying to live crazy. The whole city went to hell.
Wait, didn't you say electrovolt is a plasmid? Is this what is doomed to happen to us now that we've injected ourselves with one? Are we going to eventually lose our mind, our memories, and our sense of self to become a quote splicer?
You've already lost those things due to domestication, so feel free to splice away to your heart's content.
Plasmids offer incredible benefits and abilities. We've already seen that with our use of electrovolt, but the long-term effects are pretty harrowing. With that being said, we don't have much of a choice here, Joe. In order to effectively protect ourselves from all the spliced-up madmen in Rapture, especially on Survivor difficulty, we are going to have to arm ourselves to the teeth with plasmids and gene copies.
We'll take the short-term benefit over the long-term consequences, like any rational choice.
Well, some still seem to have a semblance of emotion and care for one another, even if they are pretty deranged. But watch me hit this superhero lens.
Yeah, but we can use this for shadows to hit the ground.
Good tactics so far, Joe. Survivor can be scarce in the early game, so you have to be sharp with pistol headshots, clever with plasmid use, and employ your footwork in melee combat to preserve resources.
Grounding supplies and money from corpses, lockers, cash registers, and hacking safes and vending machines is going to be key as well to keep our options open.
The biggest portion of the war. Here's what you're going to do over.
Another night alone. Here's something fabulous. Working. I'll have another drink. Here's a toast to Diane and Chris Harper. Silliest girl in Rapture. Silly enough to fall in love with Andrew Ryan. Silly. Oh, God.
Dan, was there some kind of riot on New Year's? Diane doesn't sound too good.
That particular New Year's party has some very significant lore implications and is also a source of some controversy in the community regarding possible inconsistencies and retcons over the course of the Bioshock trilogy. I'll dive into this more as we progress, but simply put, yes, Joe, Diane, and much of Rapture saw better days before that party, and that's all I'll say for now.
Careful now. Watch how you blowing our weapon for a minute.
Oh, okay, sure.
Joe, your soon-to-be favorite thing about these games is down below. Go take a look.
You think that's a child down there? Don't be alone. She's a little bit somebody went on a sweet baby there and 12 months or whatever you call it, running wrong on the surface. Well, that's all we have to watch down the fracture. Those that witnesses, they carry atoms. The genetic material that keeps the weight of the larger target. Everybody wants it. Everybody needs it.
Oh, hello, little girl. All alone without any supervision. Do you fancy a sniff?
You're about to see why that's a bad idea, Joe.
Stranger danger, stranger danger. The child is mine. I saw her first.
Yeah, this has got to be a deja vu moment for you, Joe. This is pretty much how all of those photos of you awkwardly smelling children look to everyone else.
What the hell was this? Wait, I recognize that thing. I dreamed about it after I fell off the banister. The splicers in my dream ran away from it. This guy is totally cooked.
Well, don't feel sorry for that splicer. He had info that would lead to the arrest of Hillary Clinton.
This is what I did to Kamala in 2024.
What I did to Donald in 2020. Am I right, folks? Let me get that word down for rock. What's the deal with little sisters and big daddies and what's atom?
Atom is a substance harvested from rare slugs on the ocean floor around Rapture and is a fuel for genetic splicing. When refined into a plasmid or gene tonic, it allows the user to alter their genetic makeup in ways only limited by the imagination. Little sisters are able to harvest atom from corpses for recycling, but this makes them frequent targets of splicers who want to claim the atom for themselves. That's where big daddies come in, as they escort the little sisters during harvesting to fend off splicer attacks and ensure the little girls can safely return with their bounty.
This laissez-faire society putting children to work is unsurprising, but why not just have the big daddies do the harvesting if it's so dangerous? Why use the little sisters?
I mean, it's a lot cheaper to have child sweatshops in India produced than to have adults in the USA do it. Maybe the same logic applies here.
Answers in due time, Joe.
Uh-oh, this noise is sure to attract unwanted attention.
Get away from the flamethrower turret. Stay calm and get your eyes on the water pool you jump down from. Splicers will come from that direction. Give them a good zap with electrovolt.
Are you going to hold Joe's hand through this whole game? I thought we were going to have a death competition. How is it fair if you're babysitting this gameplay the entire time?
I'll be keeping track of deaths for sure, and don't worry, Donald, I'm only going to help him out in these early stages until he gets a feel for the game. It's only fair to get a little assistance at the moment since you played Bioshock once before, and I've played it many times, and it's Joe's first playthrough. Just trying to keep things out a little for him, so he isn't quite so independent.
I did practice a little on the bottom save file, but things have been fairly easy so far.
That's fine, I guess. Let us get overconfident in the easy encounters in the intro mission, and then we can watch it get absolutely skull-fucked in the medical pavilion. Hang on, if Joe's playing the medical pavilion, doesn't that mean he gets to be the one to make a certain pivotal decision for our playthrough?
Yeah, unfortunately.
Atlas sounds pressed. We better get a move on, boys.
It's just this way, Joe. Quick, let's get out of here before Ryan Spicers catch up.
Atlas led us into a trap, just like Johnny, that bastard.
Rest in peace, Johnny boy.
Not only for which one of which is that you gauging people, but the channel. Here's a wretched is not shit pretty flood and the social life.
Yep, we got to do an exercise before we do it for legal life. Wait. What are we doing?
Oh. Where'd the shirt from? What pair of socks is it? Oh, okay. Where do you make some of it?
That shop.
What cheese?
That shop.
Fettuccine sauce?
Yeah.
Fettuccine? Oh, okay. Yummy. That's very good.
Yeah.
Do you want to put some salt, pepper in your tomato?
The salt.
Okay.
Yeah.
No?
The guy's got a point. Government infringes upon the rights of citizens far too often, especially lefties like you two.
Enough political jokes, asshole. Can't you see we are surrounded?
Yes, Capitol riot. Capitol riot. Stop the steal.
Turn the wheel on the door and get us out of here and officially complete the Welcome to Rapture section of this playthrough. We hope you all could enjoy this intro episode, and next time Joe will tackle the medical pavilion where some grisly things have gone down, and we will unravel a little more of the mystery surrounding Adam, Little Sisters, and Big Daddies. Join us for episode 2, coming soon, and subscribe to the channel so you never miss an upload.
To all our viewers, would you kindly have a great week and come back to see us next time.
Take care, everyone.
Welcome everyone to episode 2 of President's Play Bioshock. Lots to cover today, so we are going to dive right in.
I'm so relaxed. The bloody king of Rapture. They'll find your way to emergency access.
Looks like this Dr. Steinman uses Adam for plastic surgery.
Maybe he can use Adam to help all the forces members who've got muscle fat removal. Because God damn.
Hey, listen to this
Oh, yeah,
broadcast.
Brandon. Until you get hanging out, mister. Smart ass.
So Ryan's advice for dealing with civil unrest is to just
Like a child crying for attention. Just ignore it and it'll go away.
Fuck your mother.